All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on this Friday evening. And this is the moment that everybody has been waiting for, right? We got some gems for you tonight. But first, I'm Boykin, the founder of the Go Getter family. And my objective, my goal for having this entire channel is to give you guys the knowledge that you need to get into the real estate investment game without becoming one of them 95% that fail, but also to do it without any of your own money out of your own pocket or credit checks. That's the name of the game, guys, in the Go Getter family, and I'm going to bring you the game. So tonight, I have a very special guest, Rufus Thibodeaux out of St. Louis, and then, a couple other places. Now, Rufus is a man of the world, and he is an expert in marketing, real estate marketing, right? But he does it artfully. So, Rufus, hey, thanks for coming on tonight, man. We definitely appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to be here. Just looking forward to it all day, sir.
Oh, there we go. Everybody likes to come talk to the Go Getter family, man.
That's it.
So tell us a little bit, man, about how you got started in real estate. First off.
Sure. So I really got started just because I was a distressed property owner myself, man. That's how I started back early in my career. Houses in foreclosure. Thought I was going to lose it. I was in a little bit of a catch-22 because I needed a new loan to pay off the old loan, but because I had, the current loan was in foreclosure, the bank wouldn't give me a loan. So it's kind of that's when I learned that banks don't lend you money when you need it. They lend you money when you don't need it. So, so I actually ended up, long story short, I ended up doing a subject to deal. And it was a little bit of a reverse because I basically found someone that could, I paid him a portion of my equity to be able to buy my house and sell it back to me on a contract.
Oh, okay.
And so, but it was great. So you bypassed the banks altogether, made it happen. And then I thought, you know what, if I was in this situation, I wonder how many other people are in the same boat. So I researched to find out where the foreclosures were listed. And it was a legal paper in my state. And so I wrote a letter, had, foreclosure property owners ringing my phone off the hook. I connected, network with some buyers, put some deals together. And that first year ended up making $673,000. Now that was 2003. So, the value of money doubles every 10 years. That was close to maybe $2.6 million in today's dollars. So, and it felt like a lot of money, dude. It was a lot of money.
That's a pretty penny now.
Yeah. And so then I just went on from there to learn, I had the bug. So I just started reading other books on, and at the time I was, had a real estate agent's license. And so I was just studying as many books as I can find on, no money down, creative financing, that was Robert Allen was the big guy back then. And just learning all the ways to do that and went after it. And from there, I also learned, that letter that I wrote, that was called copywriting. I had no idea that's what it was called. And so I started to understand and study what makes people respond. What words can I put on paper, on an ad or on a postcard to make people respond? And I spent a tremendous amount of time learning human psychology, persuasion, behavior, that kind of stuff. And other people in other industries, got wind of the fact that I was able to do that. So I started doing consulting work for other salespeople in other industries and freelance copywriting and that kind of stuff. And I loved it. And, I had the bug, man. So that's kind of, then I guess the rest is history, as they say, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So you've been selling that knowledge before it was the hip thing to do.
Yeah, and before even I knew what what it was called. I didn't know that it was called subject to or owner financing. But pretty much everything was contract or So so I didn't know what it was, but I was doing it back then and learned that there was a lot of people that didn't understand how to market. See, there's basically two different types of advertising. There's direct response, which is what I'm, have learned and studied over the last 30 years. And then there's image advertising. So direct response is advertising that's trackable and measurable. So you put out an ad and you ask for them to do something, some type of call to action that you can track. How did I, hey, did the ad work? Yeah. How did you know? Well, I got, 10, 20 messages and 2 sales, whatever it is, so you can track it, as opposed to Image advertising is just basically getting your name out there. It's like Coca-Cola, Nike, Apple. So they have no prayer, no hope of making a sale from that. All they want to do is get their name out there. But small business owners, people like you and me, we need the money to come. We need to, as soon as the ad hits the internet, we need to get a sale, and we need to be able to track it to know that it's working. So that's the difference. And so, so that's kind of what I specialize in.
Man, that is huge, man. I was just I was listening to Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk, man, and he's all about the marketing and
absolutely.
Yeah, he kind of mentioned that, about like smaller businesses, that we don't believe in building a brand, or it's hard for us to build a brand because we can't see those dollars being calculated or coming back. We can't see that ROI, initially.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing things at a certain level, you kind of do start getting some of that money rolling back in. So, Rufus, aren't you a broker too?
You know what? I'm not. Actually, I used to be. So I got a real estate license way back in 1990. I had a real estate license. Then I got a broker's license at that point. Had a real estate company for about 15 years. From there, I started just investing. What actually happened is interesting because I always have had kind of a creative real estate bent. And so I was, grew up in the inner city, and I'm selling, I'm listing people's houses, and I'm talking to them about, selling the house on a contract and discounting the note and selling it at, all of these things, these terms that they thought I was trying to scam them.
Right.
And interestingly enough, when I moved up the market, so instead of working with the person at that point, maybe they had an $80,000 house, I go to the person that had maybe $1 million or $2 million house. They were like, "Oh man, where have you been all my life? Sure, let's do this." Yeah. They got it right away, and so that's I was able to leverage my time and make more money per transaction by doing higher price houses. But I also learned that most people don't understand, they don't understand creative real estate, and they don't understand marketing and how to tie it together. So that I found that to be kind of a niche for me. And that was an area in particular around real estate investors, because we position ourselves wrong. We position ourselves as, we're knocking on doors, we're cold calling, we're chasing after people that don't want to talk to us, getting hung up on, like you said, cursed out. And that positions us really, really low on the totem pole, as opposed to a doctor or an attorney or a financial planner. And so if you position yourself that way, then people are coming to you. They're seeking you out, and then you can determine, and you're in control at that point. You can determine the pricing. You could cherry pick the deals. You know what I mean? It's a completely different game at that point. So big difference. Yeah.
So I go hard for the go-getter family, man. Yeah. I love all y'all. So how do you position yourself differently then? Well, doing it wrong. So how can we do it right?
Yeah. So what you need to do is basically a 4-step process that I didn't, I've studied it, and, so I didn't create this, but I geared it around real estate. So first thing you need to do is you need to get qualified leads asking you for information. That means you need to have some kind of a, you can call it a lead magnet or some way, shape, or form, get them contacting you to ask you for information. The second step is this particular information has to sell the benefits of working with you and the benefits of meeting with you. Okay. So that's the second step. The third step is that you're going to follow up until those people contact you. You're not chasing after them. You're drawing them in. So you want to follow up until they call you, and then you get invited in as a welcome guest. Yes. Now, the way that plays out is you have a lead generation ad. That's that first step. And that ad can be wherever, Facebook, YouTube, Google. It's an ad that's you want to get the attention of the person that you're targeting and get that person to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm interested in what you're offering. me. Right. And so then you draw them in, drive them to like a landing page. And by the way, the only job of that first ad is just to get them to take the next step. So you need to tell them your whole life story, tell them about all the 101 different ways you know how to buy property. Just get them to go to the next step. And then that landing page, that job of the landing page is to get them to collect the information and get them to request that information. So again, just take the next step. And then that lead magnet, it's like maybe it's a report, maybe it's a checklist, it's an article, something. It could be 1 page, it could be 20 pages that again sells them on who are you and why should they care about you? Why should they want to meet with you? What are the benefits of meeting with you?
Yeah.
And from there, that's designed to get them to want to schedule an appointment. Now, all of them aren't probably the majority of them are not going to reschedule right away. So you might have 5%, 7% that are ready to go right now. The other 95%, you've got to follow up with with a series of emails. And the emails are designed to just get the people that are sort of procrastinating to come in, and all of that. And you kind of tie all that in with sales and just, making an irresistible offer, putting some type of time limit on it. So you create a sense of urgency and get the people to respond. So all of those things together, get people coming to you versus you having to chase after them.
Man, they're all ingredients in the recipe, man.
That's exactly. Yep.
Yeah, for the people just tuning in, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the Go Getter family. This is Rufus Thibodeaux, the what is it, the real estate investing marketing guy, or just
the REI marketing guy?
The REI marketing guy, man.
That's right.
Here to give the Go Getter family, man. I'm trying to bring you guys value, right?
Yes.
And Rufus has that value, so he's here to give you guys the art, the essence of marketing and advertising. And man, this show is perfect. The universe and God is just makes no mistakes.
Right. I hear you.
No mistakes, man. So I got this piece of junk in my mail, right?
Nice. Okay.
I was gonna throw this thing out, and the only thing that made me keep it was the name on it is one of my trusts that owns one of my properties, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I am trust.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, this is to my trust. So this has got to be this is kind of interesting. I think they're trying to buy my house,
Yeah.
So I look at it, man, I turn it over, I read it, and it is just it's garbage, It's kind of what you mentioned earlier about how we are, real estate investors have, that word has a negative connotation with it. Right?
It does. And
this is kind of why, we don't care. We're not talking to anybody specific. We just want to buy your house and make money.
Well, yeah. And here's the other thing, Gene. The problem is that they're all saying the exact same thing. And literally, you can take one. I mean, if you Google buy my house fast, sell my house fast, I think last count, it was like 400 million results that you'll get. All right. And all of them are saying some version of quick sale, quick cash, 7 days, 3 days, 24 hours, as is. And then nobody's saying anything that's unique. And so one of the main keys to getting people to come to you is your USP. In other words, your unique selling proposition. And that is that answers the question, why should I choose you above and beyond any other option available to me, including doing nothing? So that's a pretty tough question to answer. So why? And if you're saying the exact same thing as everybody else, what's going to happen is you get commoditized. And so you just get positioned as just another one of those we buy houses guys. And now you're struggling to get the deal and competing versus coming up with some reason why you're different. And a lot of it has to do with just your story. It could be your story. In fact, I did a bunch of posts on my Facebook group, I think maybe 20 different posts to give people ideas about how to do this. And it could be your story. It could be, you just have to grab something that makes you unique. And it's going to take some time to develop that. But when you do, then when somebody asks you, hey, why do I need to choose you? Boom. Because if you buy, if you sell me your house, if you don't like my offer, I'll send you to a trip to Hawaii just for wasting your time. Or give me just 30 minutes. Yeah. Give me 30 minutes of your time. And if you're not happy with, so you come up with something. It takes some time, but it's worth it because you're going to be completely different than everybody else that's knocking on the door, trying to sell them something. And, you're going to just look like a, just a part of the crowd. And you don't want to do that.
The same old.
Yeah.
And this is what I teach my students. We have to set ourselves apart.
Right.
We have to set ourselves apart. And I believe that the key is to show, even in a negotiation, life is a negotiation. So we have to show that we're not on opposite sides of the table. We're not adversarial. We're actually on the same side of the table, trying to get to the same location, the same destination,
That's right.
So
sure.
I have my students do a power statement. They have to have a power statement. Right?
Nice.
Specialty, because we want to talk to somebody specific.
Okay.
Marketing, right? We're talking to somebody specific. We're not just sending these cookie cutter letters out, hoping that throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know,
right.
So like our power statement, you know, one of the examples, a good power statement I tell my students is, you know, when somebody says, well, what is it that you do? You know, well, I help distressed homeowners in selling their homes. I have the knowledge to do transactions most can't and won't do. Helping my clients to put money in their pockets instead of taking it out, and we can get it done in as fast as 7 days.
Nice.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's a USP right there. That's what it is. That's what makes you unique and different. And also, it's coming across. They're not expecting you to say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just expecting you to, you know, to say, hey, I want to buy your house, or, you know, as is, all cash.
Right.
And so you're telling them what you do, why you do it, how it's going to benefit them, because they don't care anything about you. All they care about is themselves. And so what your job is to show them how what you offer can get them what they want, because they don't care about you. They just don't care about them. They're selfish, just like we all are.
Yeah. What's in it for me, man?
What's in it for me? So you got to tell them. That's right. And that's exactly what you're telling them with that power statement. I love it.
Yeah. And you know, that's what, when you don't have a lot of resources, right? If you're not coming in with a lot of resources,
right?
You don't have a bank that's going to just extend your credit and give you whatever it is you need.
Yeah.
You have got to choose a specialty. Target. Who are you talking to?
That's right.
Right. Who are you talking to? Because if you're just talking to everyone,
right,
nobody's listening. You know,
that's a very good point. Yeah.
So, you know, I tell people, it's kind of like this, right? That's why a lot of business owners, I feel, don't last, right? That first year, and then that first 5 years, it's even worse, you know? So, really, it's like a new business owner starts a business up, an entrepreneur, and we're at a packed football stadium, you know, on a Sunday, right? And the new business owner standing on the 50-yard line yelling out, hey, this is the name of my business. This is my product. This is how much it is. Come buy it from me. Oh, and by the way, I have a website too, you know. And
exactly.
Nobody's listening because they're watching the game. You're not talking to anybody, right?
Nobody's listening. That's a good point. So let me say this. So if you got on that same mic in that stadium, okay, and you said, all the people whose names end with T come to the front of the line, or all the people who have back pain right now, raise your hand. All the people, so you identify just like you said, who you're talking to, and that is direct response. Because now I'm saying all the people that are experiencing this problem do take some action, step forward, raise your hand. So now you say, okay, out of these 30,000 people, there are 5,000 people that are experiencing that problem. Now you get them to take action. So I'm offering everybody that's standing right now, I want you to come to the front. I've got a $100 bill for the first 15 people that can come down here to grab it, or whatever it is, whatever the offer is. So now you're forcing them to come to you. So I think that's how that power statement and all those things work together. Like you say, you're talking to somebody specific. I'll mention one more thing, since you're trying to give as much value as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to calling yourself, you know, I buy houses, like you said, you're asking to do something specific. Another step further could be to target a specific type of real estate problem. So you are, hey, what do you do? Well, I work with people who are in foreclosure. Hey, I work with landlords who hate, you know, don't want to evict tenants. Hey, I work with people that, you know, have gotten a house through inheritance. I mean, so now you sound, and here's the thing, specialist, let me put it this way, general specialists make way more money than a general practitioner, if you talk about medicine. So a family doctor, maybe they make $100,000 a year, great, whatever. But a brain surgeon is going to make probably $2 million a year because they have a specialty. They don't care about nothing else, just brains. I don't care about nothing else but just landlords. Nothing else but foreclosures. Nothing else but, you know, so it's that kind of thing. And all of those things make up who you are and make you different than the other person. And now people are listening to what you have to say.
Man, and guys, now for the people that are watching, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, get us in the algorithm, and if you feel we're providing value, go ahead and subscribe, guys. So for my students, all of my students, we have a document, right? And it's how to identify your specialty.
Nice. Okay, so we're on the same page. See,
we're giving them the game at a high level. You've got to have a specialty.
That's right.
What motivation are you going to specialize in? What motivation?
Nice.
The motivation is, you know, foreclosure.
That's right.
Inherited property, right? That's
right.
Rufus said it. And Rufus, guys, is an expert, high level, was a realtor, broker, marketing copywriter. Man, the guy is we're lucky to have him, y'all. We are lucky to have him. So let me ask you this, Rufus.
Yeah.
You're just starting out, right? Say you're just starting out and
Yep.
you're a wholesaler, okay?
Yep.
And you're not like me and you, right? Where you can kind of get in front of people and you got the gift of gab, you can talk, you don't get too nervous or whatever.
Yeah.
What would you recommend? How can they get, a lead, a good prospect, a good warm lead?
Sure, that's a great question. Now, this system, that 4-step process that I was talking about, is actually perfect for a person that doesn't want to get on the phone and talk to people, or is kind of scared, or doesn't have sales skills. Because what you're doing is, again, as an example, so what I would do is I would create a flyer. I would create, if you don't have any money at all, I mean, certainly you could use a bandit sign, or you can create a handwritten flyer, write in a handwritten flyer that says, free report for, whatever the target is. So as an example, free report reveals how to sell, how landlords could, again, so you want to tell the offer on there, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get them to call you. So now they contact you, and now you're the expert. So you don't have to. And here's the other thing. The person that's in charge is the one who's asking the questions. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you're getting them to call you, your 90% of your presentation, quote unquote, needs to be asking them questions. So it's not, hey, I do this and I can do this for you. It's no. Hey,
that's trash. Yeah.
Right. You called me. So tell me, what is the problem? So, okay, right. Well, tell me about your house. Tell me about your whatever. Tell me, So now you are acting just like a financial planner, an attorney, a doctor. And so that positioning comes across, and you don't have to be a salesperson. It could be your very first day on the job. You have 5, 6, 10 different questions that you've already outlined. You're going to ask them and get a deal just like that. So some kind of flyer, some kind of sign, to get people to go to a landing page. You can go to, there's so many different platforms you can do for free to just drive people there, get them to call you, and walk through that 4-step process that I was talking about. So it works great if you this is your very first day. It works great if you've been in business 30 years. I mean, it's a great, tried and true foundational system.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, man.
Good, I'm glad.
World, and that's what man, this goes right along with what I teach my students, man.
Nice. Okay, so we're right on. See, there we go.
This is right along with what I teach my students, and we're gonna take questions on the second half of the show. So I'm gonna dig in a little more with Rufus here, so that you guys can generate some more questions. But as you know, I got you guys. But man, that specialty, and then also, like you said, when they call us, and especially if you have generated this call, like you said, which guys, that was jewel, guys, a jewel. Yeah, I'm going to give you a free foreclosure report for free. You just made up what a foreclosure report is, but if I'm sending it to people that are in foreclosure, I'm going to create a foreclosure report. These are your options.
Absolutely.
Whatever, right? So you're getting them to call you, and then when they call you, you don't sit there and just batter them with what you got and what you can do. No, you got to ask them those questions, just like I teach my students. Interrogate. Who, what, where, when, why, and how.
There you go.
Open-ended. And then you can make an assessment of their pain. Now we can find out what that pain is. And all right, we know we have asked you these questions because we have to get this information in order to give you a good analysis of your particular situation.
That's right. And people are used to professionals interacting with them like that. Okay. When they go to a doctor, when they go to an attorney, a financial planner, they're not expecting them to give them a PowerPoint presentation and try to sell them something. Okay.
Right.
And so if you adopt that behavior, then you're going to adopt that positioning as well. Now, if you are knocking on their door, if you're calling them cold on the phone, they're expecting you to act like a salesperson. So they're just trying to get rid of you. And the faster you chase after someone, the faster they run away. But if you draw them in, and you draw them in by saying, just like you said, having, the report of this thing could be as simple as, it could be 5 secrets to solving a foreclosure that your mortgage company doesn't want you to know about.
Boom.
Or boom. So now, and you just come up with any 5 points. That's the report. That's the magnet that draws them in. And then, they call you, and now you're talking to them. And here's something else. You don't even need to you don't even need to give them an actual physical report. The report could be you talking to them. It could be they call you, and you say, great, here's the thing. Here are the 5 steps. Boom. So anyway, so all those things work together. My mind is running faster than my mouth here, but that's the idea.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's what happens with geniuses, man. That's what happened with geniuses.
Well, I'm hanging out with a genius, so you're rubbing it off on me, man.
Man, I wish my fiance would beg to differ.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
But man, Rufus, man, you just gave these guys some game. I knew it. I knew bringing you on.
Yes,
some game. And that's one of the things that I tell people. To be successful, man, in real estate. One, you've got to know how to identify a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got to know how to identify that deal.
That's right.
But 2, the second thing is you've got to be able when it comes to the acquisition. All right. That doesn't, when I say that, I don't mean able in terms of, okay, you got a bank, backing you so you can just go, give them a bag of money, or you got your own bag of money. No.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. The being able on the acquisitions aspect is that this marketing that Rufus is talking about.
Yeah.
Right? This value add. That's why my company, man, my acquisition company is we buy houses and help people.
There you go.
That's it. WeBuyAndHelp.com, man. Not that we buy house cash or we buy ugly houses. We don't do that. So when we are able to assess a person's problem,
right? That's right.
And then see what it is that they want to achieve, and show them that we're competent and capable of doing that. They'll let us do whatever as it pertains to that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So are you still out here buying houses, Rufus?
I am, man. I'm still buying houses. I'm doing it all. But what I realized is that about a couple of years ago, I decided to just recreate a bunch of stuff and create some systems and create some courses and stuff. Okay. But I realized that if I create some marketing to buy a house, I love doing that. I'm going to keep doing that. But once I sell, I get the person to respond to me, then the work really begins for me. Now I gotta assess the situation. I gotta buy the house and maybe flip it to somebody else and all this, which I love to do. But I realized that because marketing, no matter how many, you can know 1,001 different ways to buy houses with no money, no cash, no credit, all of that. But if you don't know how to generate the leads, it's not going to help you. So I decided to create some courses around that as well. So now I've got multiple streams of income because, to be honest with you, Gene, that's where I think that I missed it early on. And I'm glad that I'm, young enough to still be able to learn more and recover and all that stuff because, I was flipping deals, making money and stuff, but there are checks I was making, but I was living check to check. They were just bigger checks. Right. And so maybe it might've been 50,000, it might've been a 70,000 check, but that's just one check and I got to do it all over again. Right. So what I decided that now I'm focused on playing Monopoly. You know what I mean? In real life, that's the end game. I mean, because I want to still flip, so I'm still out here doing that, but I'm really trying to trade up those 4 houses for a hotel now. That's that's kind of the game now.
Or you land on that street, you owe me some money type of thing.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. So that's the deal now. So absolutely, that's my goal right now.
So somebody had this question: hi, does Rufus have a class? And Rufus just answered that. So Rufus, guys, I want you to know I'm gonna have Rufus back on here. Me and Rufus got to go in that back room, that back smoky room, and talk about how we can go get a family connected. Now,
that's right.
If you can't wait and you got man, because he's dropping that heat now. So Rufus, tell them what you got, man, and how they can get a hold of that.
Sure. The best way to do it is just to go to the reimarketingguide.com.
Yep, that's in the description.
Yes, in the description, it's got all my information, all my contact information there. And I offer consulting services. I offer courses. I've also got a free private Facebook group. I'll send Gene the link and maybe you can put it in the description too. And so we can connect and you get to know my style. My objective really is just like Gene. I want to build trust by offering value in advance. And so once I give you the value, you get a sense for whether or not I know what I'm talking about. And then, and the idea is that, because honestly, a lot of people, my fees are expensive. I'm going to be honest. And so a lot of people couldn't afford those. And so what I try to do is create a lot of free services based upon around real life marketing principles. So if you apply them, you'll make some money. You can afford to hire me, and then we can work together. And so, but there's many ways we can work together. So just don't be scared.
That's what made me remember you, Rufus, because I saw one of your videos, man, and you said I was like, man, this dude just said I couldn't afford him. Now he must be super expensive.
Well, yeah. I mean, you get what you pay for, man. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. So that's my deal. Yeah. But I also,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but I also guarantee my results. So if you're, if I put together a marketing campaign for you or an ad and it doesn't work and deliver the results promised, I'll work for you for free until it does. There's absolutely no risk, and and most marketing professionals are not going to make that offer because they're just trying to take your money. I'm trying to put some money in your pocket.
Right. Yeah, they're just not that good, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that good, and my group coaching and my one-on-one mentorship, that thing costs some money too,
Right. But, yeah. It should, like you said. Yes.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna close a deal, man, if you follow the process, and that's the whole thing with what you do. But guys, I just put the website, his website, in the comment section, so you can check that out. But I'm gonna get Rufus back on here, man, so we can do something for you. Now, I like you guys, get you guys plugged in, right? But the Go Getter family is gonna show up. So
that's right.
Rufus, man. I forgot to mention to everybody too, and for those that are just tuning in, this is Rufus Thibodeaux. He's out of St. Louis originally, but he's a man about the world. So I don't know where he's at. Florida now, Minnesota. He's a little bit everywhere, right?
That's right.
My name's Gene Boykin, founder of the Go Getter family. Tonight we're just talking about marketing, real estate investing, marketing, getting warm leads to come to you. No more of the cold calling, getting cussed out, no more of the calling and just saying, hey, my name's Gene. I work for an investment company that's buying houses here locally. Were you interested in selling your house? No. Yeah, no more of that, guys. Do better. Right. We're going to give you the tools to do better. No more sending these mailers out, man, into a black hole that are just garbage,
Right. That's right.
Yeah, you don't have
money.
Right. Yeah, it's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of money. But Rufus was the guy who called me with that wholesaler who couldn't, close this deal. He had this deal for a year. It was Rufus who gave me a ring, man. And Rufus is my guy. So I called his guy back. I was like, hey, what do we got to do? So
I appreciate that. That's right.
Oh, man, it's all good. I appreciate you thinking about me, man. Feeling like I was able. So, and we got her done. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we definitely did. So Rufus, what would you say for the number one thing for a person starting out in real estate investing? And I think, as and as I know, a lot of people starting out now, they want to do like the no money investing. That's why there's so many wholesalers out here. Right?
Oh, sure.
Financing people like me. So what would be your number one tip, man? Then we'll dive into some questions.
Yeah, I think the number one tip is what we kind of already talked about, is to figure out how you're different, what makes you unique. Because like you said, you're out. There are, I think last I saw maybe 7 million, real estate investors in the U.S. And so you've got to come up with something that makes you unique and try to tie that to your personal story. I mean, for me, it was, hey, you know what, I almost lost my home, but then I figured out how to because the bank wouldn't give me a loan, but I figured out how to go around the bank, and now I'm trying to help other people to solve the same problem that I was able to solve for myself. So tie it to yourself, and nobody can take that away. Nobody can copy that.
Right. Boom, man. Hey, I'm about to be watching this episode a couple times. Hitting that
there you go. Yes, man. Sir.
For sure.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to open the floor for questions. So put your questions in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate it. If you put where you're from when you ask a question, and we'll answer as many questions as we can, give you guys some game.
Let's do it.
So we got Denton. All right. Denton's my my student success manager. So he's the head of student success. So I come from a digital marketing background myself. Can you use Facebook, Insta, TikTok ads to generate warm leads? If so, how?
Absolutely, you can. I mean, so here's the idea. What's so cool about that system that I talked about is that it's not directed, it's not based upon the type of media that you use. So the media is the way that you deliver the message. So it could be Facebook, it could be a letter, it could be a phone call. Obviously, we don't be cold calling, but it's just about the message. So you can. So the idea is this: you want to match the right market with the right message, using the right method of delivery or media. So so in other words, if the people that you're going after are not on Facebook, then you don't want to use Facebook, and you want to have that message. So in other words, if you're saying, hey, I am the foreclosure specialist, Then you want to find out where the foreclosure people are at, and you want to use it to put that in your messaging. And then you want to go after, use the method of delivering that message that will reach those people. So you can use whatever media that you need to, but it has to be matched based upon that particular market that you're going after.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I like that. And set yourself, man. Yeah, you got to. It doesn't matter, right? But if you're going after foreclosures, right? Yeah. I wouldn't be on TikTok running an ad. I would be more so on Facebook. Facebook has an older demographic. Go ahead. What was you gonna say on that?
No, I agree with you. That was my whole point. Is just like you base how you're going to deliver the message on. Is that where your people are hanging out? Like you said, if there's an older demographic, they're here. If there's a younger demographic, go someplace else. So, and here's one other important part of like where to start. So create your USP, but do the research. Find out about your people. Where are they at? What problems are they experiencing? If they don't solve the problem, what's going to happen, so that you can have all of that information before you even start.
Right. You have that information, that data, guys.
Yeah.
And I talk about that all the time, man, when we are going to, make contact with our prospects.
Yeah,
right. Now, we're not going to deep dive research every single prospect, but if we're generating our leads and then we're qualifying them, we're scrubbing that list, listens to us, and we see some really good deals on there.
That's right.
I'm going to do a deep dive into the research on this particular lead, because that data that I know about them, and they don't know that I know this about them.
That's right.
So when I deliver it, when I use it, it seems like I'm a magician.
That's right.
Like I am a doctor.
Right. That's right.
Because I'm speaking right to them. And how can I speak to them when I don't even know them?
Exactly. And I tell you something else. The most important part of a copywriter's job, or the ad, is to make the person that's reading it feel understood. So in other words, when you are writing it, but that's where the research comes in. So I guess what I'm saying is this: if you decide you're going to go after landlords, so you want to find out as much as you can about landlords, what their issues are, what the state laws are, what the problems are, everything, so that you can talk to them in their language in a way that they feel like, man, this guy is reading my mail. He's inside my head.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Yeah.
Right. Like, is this dude spying on me?
Exactly.
Exactly. That situation.
That's right.
I love it, man. You guys are getting some gems tonight if you're really going to do this business. And again, I opened the show by saying 95% of real estate investors fail. And when I tell that story to people, I'm like, when I first heard that stat, I was talking to a heavy hitter, so I had to believe it, but it was a hard number to believe. So as soon as I checked it out, talking to that person, I went and I did some research on that number and found out it was true. Well, guess what, guys? This is the person I was talking to and heard.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because that's such a high number. You would think, like, what in the world? It can't be that high, man. It is crazy. So that means that people like you, Gene, are among the top 5%. So you guys need to listen to what Gene is saying, because 95% of people are going under. And the primary reason is because of subpar marketing. Subpar marketing. That's the primary reason.
Yeah. Like this junk I got.
That nobody cares about. In fact, there's stats that say, we don't have time to go through all those, but 4 out of 5 online ads are ignored. 75% of emails are not read, period.
Right.
Yeah. So you got, and 90% of the sales messages are ignored. So you're fighting an uphill battle. So you have to zero in, have to make yourself different, make them care about what you offer. And you do that by focusing on them.
Yes. So let me ask you this question. What would you say, in your professional opinion, is the best point of contact to try to make with a lead or prospect?
It depends on the customer, just like you said. Okay, you want to put that lead magnet out there. Like, you got to figure out, like you said, demographics. If you're going after foreclosures, that wouldn't be TikTok. It would be Facebook. Okay, cool. So now you put a message on there that draws them in. Free report reveals how to do this or how to avoid this, or the 7 mistakes that foreclosure people make that that and I'll show you how to overcome it or whatever. So then get them to come to you, and then whatever contact that is, that's what works. I mean, so they're coming to you, and just respond to them with the phone. It might be a text, whatever. It's because they're reaching out to you. it's completely different. They're inviting you to contact them.
Yes.
As opposed to you just calling them and now you're harassing them. Even if you call them, knock on the door, text them, email them, you're harassing them because they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about it.
Yep.
Yeah. So that makes all the difference. Yeah.
You just calling them, man, over and over, do whatever it is you're doing, man.
You're a pest. You're being a pest, man.
Yep. And like it says, man, go from being the annoying pest
to welcome guest. That's right.
To the welcome guest. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. So you're about to see one of my ads running here soon, man, because I put an ad up on Facebook with my acquisitions, right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's, if you are, did you know, ? And then it's got a little design to it. If you are behind on your mortgage payments or in foreclosure, We Buy and Help can get your mortgage reinstated, stop the foreclosure, and put you in control of the next chapter of your life. So that needs a little refinement. But this show right here, I'm gonna send that ad to you because that thing about to start running tomorrow evening. I'm about to push
send it over to me. That's right. I'll be happy to help. And so as an example with that, what I would say is the most important part of an ad is the headline. The headline is really what I would call an ad for the ad. So it's telling people why, it's grabbing their attention and telling them why they should continue reading. And then every sentence after that is designed to get the next sentence read. That's really what you're supposed to do. Oh, so as an example, you say, hey, like you said, warning, don't read this unless you are in foreclosure or something to get that person's attention. Yeah. And then you're telling them, hey, if you're in foreclosure, there are 5 things that you need to know. Yeah. Number 1, number 2, or the other thing is that people, a hot button is controversy. Curiosity is one of the biggest. So if you say, in particular, if you're saying something that you're drawing them in by saying, here's something that your foreclosure, that your mortgage company doesn't want you to know about. Here's a quick and easy foreclosure tip, foreclosure stopping tip that your mortgage company and their foreclosing attorneys don't want you to know about. Now you've got their attention, and then you kind of leave it. So if you want to know what these tips are, call this number, text this phone number. So now you don't tell them too much, tell them just enough to get them to the next step. That's what the ad needs to do. And then the next piece does the next job of driving them to the next step and driving them to the next step. So each one, and that's what people mess up, is they try to sell too much in one little ad. And so then people are confused, and confused people won't act. But if you just have one job, get their attention and get them to leave their information or get them to call. So that kind of thing. I know I'm throwing out a lot of stuff, but
I'm digging. I'm picking up everything you're saying. I hope that they are, because you're gonna see some of these ads I'm about to put out that are different from that. So we got a few questions here. So see, is it a good idea to focus on ads to create exposure instead of clicks to build your brand and familiarize prospects with us before approaching them via social media? Thanks, both of you.
Short answer to that is no, because that's an image ad. That's get your name out there. Brand. Now, brand is important, but for a small business owner, your job, what you're looking to do is get deals, close. You can attract qualified leads, close deals, and make cash. That's what you want to do. And in order to do that, you don't want to have your name out there. You have to have an ad that's going to force the person who you're trying to reach to call you, so you can ask them the questions and do a deal with them, or find out if they're, deal worthy or not. But just putting your brand out there and saying, trying to get your name out there and the brand and image and exposure, no, that's not going to make you any money. How many clicks can you spend? You know what I mean? It's just not. Yeah, you want a lead who is qualified and has a problem that you can solve, and you want them contacting you, and then you can ask them questions. That's it. That's the whole game.
That's the principles right there, man. A lead, right? First off, then that's qualified, wants to contact you. That's contacting.
That's it. That's right.
That's the basics of it, the watered down right there. So
that's it.
The blanks with the rest. I like that. So let's see. I like this question. Great point. Are there advertising laws against targeting distressed homeowners?
That's a good point. I think that there will probably be more tied around foreclosures. If anything, you might have to check with with an attorney. In fact, there's a good Legal Shield is a company that offers legal, services for like $30 a month. You might have other contacts, but my point is that talk to an attorney about that. But the point is here, you're not harassing people, see, because you're asking them, if you are, again, free report reveals 3 things every frustrated landlord needs to know about. So now the frustrated landlords are going to be calling you, as opposed to you contacting them, wondering if they're on the do not call list. I mean, they're saying you harassing them. It's not the same thing because they're calling you. So, but again, I don't know about those specific laws. Let's talk to an attorney about that.
We're not lawyers, that's for sure. Or, not an accountant. Now, Rufus has been around now. Rufus might be a surgeon, an eye surgeon, a brain surgeon.
You got to do it all, but you got to do it all.
Yeah. See, and that's what, that's one of the things though, like Rufus said, we're talking to someone.
That's right.
And I just went over this, man, in my group coaching, with some one-on-one students. Is like, we have to identify our specialty so that we can speak to this person.
That's right.
Instead of being in that real estate, that NFL stadium at that football game on the 50-yard line, yelling out, "This is what I got." We're still at the game because it's still hard. You don't bat 100, but sitting next to them in the chair, whispering in their ear what we have, and they're going to hear us versus being on the 50-yard line, just saying, "Hey, this is what I got." Right.
Yeah.
So, guys, your specialty. I feel like probate clients are a super niche. How would I research them?
That might be a question for you, Gene. I don't really know specifically.
Probate clients, if you guys were here from the beginning and Rufus said, he went through a foreclosure situation. He was in a distressed situation. And what he did, the first thing he did, when he wanted to, help these people was look in his legal paper right there. So probates are in your legal paper. And then when you see this person's name, they died, you can look at the obituaries. That's what I was doing. I'd look at obituaries in my newspaper and see that a person had died, run that address, see if they had a house, see if that name matched.
Yeah.
Now I got a probate.
And I tell you something.
I got it before it's in probate court.
Yeah. What I was going to say is interesting. This could be a really, really good rule of thumb, is just like the research that you're talking about, the research that I did, it wasn't just going to an online service and downloading a list. Whenever it requires work, blood, sweat, and tears, you're on the right track, and there's going to be little competition. So I remember one time I was putting together a list of people that were in an eviction list. Now they may offer them for sale now, I don't know, but I went to the county, I went to the courthouse, I had to dig through the records, pull together my own list, but it was an extremely responsive list because there's only maybe 20, 30 people on it. And and so whenever, that's how you know that you're on the right track, is when you need to do the work and you're doing the blood, sweat, and tears, you're on the right track. Yeah.
Love that, man. Love that. And y'all, man, Rufus is giving y'all the game, man, giving y'all some gems, man. Because when you go to buy a list, you don't know where that list is coming from.
That's right. Everybody else has it too. Everybody else has it.
Right. Everybody else that had, the inclination to buy a list is, they have it. And I'm not doing that. I refuse to buy lists. I refuse, because just like Rufus said, the more work that you put in, those blood, sweat, tears, that list is more valuable. We want quality over quantity.
And that's your list. That's your work. And most people are not going to go through the time and effort to do that work. So, right. Yeah. So you can count on that.
For sure. How would you recommend you consistently practice copywriting? Just write practice ads every day?
That's a very good question. There's a site called, let's see, I'll think about it and send it to Gene. I think it's swipe.co. But I'll send it to you. But anyway, it's basically an online swipe file. Okay. So number one, what you want to do is you want to go to these swipe files. What a swipe file is, it's a collection of proven successful ads. And what you want to do is find an ad in the category that you're interested in and start writing it out by hand. Now, that sounds a little bit crazy, but there's a scientific backed proof that there's a connection between the hand and the brain in learning. And every time you write out a proven ad, you're learning, you're putting in your head the knowledge that that was required to write that ad. And you can't, when you do it, you'll understand what I'm talking about, because it sounds really weird. But I have spent hours, and I don't do it as much now, but spent hours and hours and hours writing stuff out by hand, not typing it, writing it by hand, almost until you memorize the ad or the headline. So that's the best practice, is to find proven ads, write them out by hand. Here's the other thing. I mentioned, Eugene, you mentioned having that getting that thing in the mail. Now, that wasn't very good advertising, but try to get on some advertising list, like from like business opportunity magazines, because you'll get great mailers, and that's great for you to start your own swipe files. You have a collection of them that you can take the headline, and you can, just change their topic and put your topic in there. If they're talking about weight loss, you can talk about, 3 secrets to losing 10 pounds in 30 days. You can turn that to 3 secrets to saving your house from foreclosure in 30 days. So use that as that's the best advertising they can use. And I'll tell you one more thing,
man, please do.
Tabloid magazines, those magazines that are in the checkout stands. Now, they don't sell as many now, just because the internet has taken over. They used to sell like 8 million a week. Now, they don't sell as many now, but I'm talking about the National Enquirer, the Globe, Cosmopolitan. They have copywriters are paid big money to write those headlines on the front, and grab those headlines and see how you can take those and adapt them to your business. The crazier, the better. So anyway, so that's something that only copywriters know. I went to classes and I spent $2,000-$3,000 a person to learn that information, and it really works, because those are all based in emotion and psychology, and that's the best copywriting lessons you can do, is write out those ads by hand. So I know I went way beyond, but that's what you want to do.
Giving y'all the game, just giving y'all the game, man. And see, that's why Rufus said what he says in his videos. Listen, I'm too expensive for you to afford me, so I'm gonna give you enough value so that you can make enough money, to pay for me. Because when people are giving something for free, man, they don't want to do nothing with it. Now, when a person pays for some stuff,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I wholeheartedly believe in that, man. And I'm always going to pay for something I know is going to, gonna fit me, man. So,
and Gene, I'm going to say one more thing real quick. With those free reports that we're talking about that you're offering as a lead magnet, because people don't value stuff that's free as much as something that's paid, what you may want to do is put a price on it and say that it's $47, $50.
What a value.
But I'm gonna give it to you for free.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's you might even exactly, and you may even want to say something like this: that the report, $47 to give it for free, and then the consultation that you're offering, it's not just an appointment to view the house; it's a consultation, and give it a name that tells the benefit of it. This is the problem, the house problem prevention, a 30-minute house problem prevention, consultation that I normally charge, $497 for, but I'm offering it for free to the first 27 people that respond to this offer, something like that. So now you tied in an offer, you made it irresistible, you gave it value. Because if it's free, hey, I've got this free report. It's not as valuable as I have a $100 report that I'm offering for free.
Right, yeah. Everybody like, man, free. So Rufus just brought some high level stuff, man. I got to just drop a little seasoning, little sugar on top of that.
There you go.
So when you do that, right, when you say, this is a $47 value, what I was taught and learned to do was to, put what it has done, what it has gained, right? So it has this free foreclosure report, this free foreclosure prevention report has saved 4 houses in the last 3 months. We usually charge $47 for this consultation, but when you give us a call by such and such time, it will be free for you, right? So now there's a result on there.
Absolutely, and that makes it valuable. That's the best. That's the giving it the benefit of why you should come to me, because I've already helped 57 people. I've already closed 300 transactions. So that's the part that exactly in the system that I was talking about, where you are explaining the benefits, selling them on the benefits of meeting with you and the benefits of reading this report. Because like you said, it already has results. here's the results that this has, and you're next. You know, I mean, now it's your turn.
Pretty much, that's what it's saying, man. Y'all are getting the game tonight, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, we bring the heat, man. I might just leave this video up for a little while and take this thing down, because this one right here, y'all, this is
you need to be charging for this video. You might have to charge for this one. I don't know.
For real, we gave him some gems, man.
I don't know. That's right.
So if y'all ain't watching tonight, asking them questions, man. So yeah. Oh, you could also check ads that grab your attention and look at them. That's what Rufus was saying. Yep, that's exactly what he was saying.
And I'm gonna tell you something else about that, sir, Chris. The pay attention to the offers that make you want to buy. And when they make you want to buy, they're gonna make someone else want to buy. So grab them. I do that all the time. I look for the ads online or Facebook ad that I like. I'm like, man, I feel like buying it. And whether I actually buy or not, because it created a buying motivation. That means the copy was good, and you want to grab that copy and see how you can adapt it to your ads and continue to keep a collection of those. And that way, you can grab those for whatever it is and use them later on. So
make sure it doesn't say offer on back, right? Offer on back, man.
That's right.
Kiss my, hey, but some people, this is how you can set yourself apart and
that's right.
Put yourself on a level playing field with people who do have, the resources to outspend you, right?
Right.
You outthink them, guys. You outthink them, and you come with that quality, and then you specify that niche, have a specialty, man. So if I find them through traditional means, I can email them or call them. But how do I put the offer in front of them and not become we just gave you that game right there now.
Yeah,
we just got that game. Hey, that game we just gave you too. I love doing stuff like that too, man. And the way Rufus broke that down, that was absolutely scientific, man. Absolutely scientific. So, guys, we appreciate you watching tonight, man. I don't want to keep Rufus too long. I told him an hour, man, and I felt kind of bad. That was kind of a long time for a man of Rufus's stature.
I loved every minute of it, man. Love it.
Hey, yeah, we appreciate you, man. We really do. Did you have it? I'm gonna have Rufus back on again too, guys, because I do want to get you guys connected with Rufus's course so that you can get this marketing done, man. And I wouldn't mind sprinkling some of that into my mentorship. So me and Rufus are gonna sit down, talk, and we're gonna figure something out for you guys sooner rather than later, for sure.
That's
Rufus,
right.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say to the Go Getter family before you got up out of here?
No, man. I think I gave it all, man. I'm talked out, man. I'm excited. I like I told you, man. I think that you and I have a lot in common, and I love it. So you're my favorite person to talk to. Anytime I'm here, man.
You're sharp, man. Rufus is sharp, man. Yeah, we great minds think alike now with that, man. That marketing, the specialty. I had my document here, one of my training documents. Right,
it's crazy, right? We're right on top of each other, right there. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Rufus, man, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, spending your time with the Go Getter family, and dropping them gems, man. Dropping them gems. So for the people that were watching and those that catch us when we're not live, right? Catch the rerun. Don't forget, guys, to hit that like button. And if we brought you some value, consider subscribing to the channel. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna put Rufus's Facebook group link in the description.
Please do.
Marketing, it's a real estate investing marketing Facebook group. So if you guys want gems, Rufus provides a lot of value. Join the group. If he's got some questions in there, I don't know if you do or not, just put TGF on the end so he knows who you're with.
Please do that. Absolutely.
We got you. All right, guys, we're gonna get up out of here, but till next time, let's get to it, y'all.